August 16th, 1977. It was a very, very sad day for the world.
Hey, Savage Reaction crew. I'm David.
I'm Angie.
I'm a little bit of everything.
I'm a whole lot of rock and roll.
Speaking of rock and roll, we're talking about the king of rock and roll today.
It was 46 years ago today that the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, passed away at age 42.
Wow.
Yeah, he was young. He
would be 88. Presumably. See how I did math? I are good at math.
Wow. So,
where did he die?
At his house in Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee, which I've been to, and I highly recommend to all the Elvis fans to go check it out. It's really neat. There's so much to see in that area, of course, because of Elvis. You can visit his house. There's museums. You can tour the Lisa Marie, his jet. You can actually see, he had two jets.
Two?
Yeah, he had the Lisa Marie and he had the Hound Dog.
Wow.
Yeah.
Trump ain't got nothing on him.
You can see, I have to admit, I was surprised. Growing up, I thought this house was going to be huge. I thought it was going to be a mansion. And I grew up in a colonial home in upstate New York, built in 1863. We had a cellar, first floor, second floor, and then an attic, full-size attic. You could stand up, walk around, and everything.
A lot of house.
So a lot of house. It was big, I guess, for a house. I mean, several bedrooms, whatnot. And when I went to see his house, I thought it was going to be this huge mansion. It really wasn't any bigger than the house I grew up in. So it was actually really neat to see that, he was a pretty normal guy, and he had this land, and you can see in old videos, he would ride his horses around and whatnot, or he'd get in like little, was it like golf carts or whatnot, and ride them around and just have a good time and stuff. It's just really cool to see. And gosh, I'd like to take you there sometime.
Sure.
So what we're going to view today is Elvis's last performance, his final performance. His last performance was on June 26, 1977 at the Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. It marked his 55th show of that year.
Man.
So it was towards the end of June, and he already done 55 shows in the year.
I thought we were grinding doing this.
That was June 26th, and he died August 16th, less than a month later. A lot of people view this video and they're like, oh, look how fat he was, blah, blah, blah. And they look at all the negative stuff. For me, I've always looked at it considerably in a different way. For me, I'm watching him, and yeah, he had gained weight from the medications he was on, whatnot. If you've been on medications, some heavier medication, I gained a lot of weight on medications. It can happen to the best of us. What is key for me in this is you can still feel and hear the passion in his voice, and you can still hear how strong of a voice he has. He just has such an incredible instrument, and he plays the piano in this as well. So let's go ahead and view it. I don't know, have you seen this before? I mean, being with me, you probably have at some point.
I'm sure I have at some point, but
not something you remember off the top of your head.
Not something that's been recent, no.
Okay. All right, well, here we go. Hit it.
By the mid-70s, Elvis had overcome his fear of flying, and in 1977, just 6 weeks prior to his death, Elvis agreed to do another television special. At the time, he also received an award for Moody Blue. The following performance is testimony to not only the remarkable strength of Elvis's voice, but the amazing talent that was his right to the end.
Oh, my love, much a lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. God, speed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers cry, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me, my love, my darling. I hungered for your kiss, a long, lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. God, speed your love to
Out of here. Exit stage left.
What'd you think of that?
Well, I liked it a lot. I knew you were going to get emotional over that one.
He was the best. He was the best. There was never anyone like him before him, and there's never been
One since.
no. He was just absolutely incredible, and for me, he has always been a big part of my life. And I'll tell you right now that he passed away in 1977. I was born in 1979. I wasn't even alive at the same time as Elvis, and he played such a critical role in my childhood and growing up. And
You were surrounded and immersed in his music.
yeah, and it was honestly like such a thing that my father and I bonded on. And my father passed away when I was 25. My father passed away at age 56, and so I didn't have a whole lot of time with him, and that was just something that we really, really enjoyed together. And I'm so glad that we got to take that trip together to Graceland a few years before he passed. That was such a treat for me, and it was a treat for him, and it was such a wonderful memory that I have. Um, it's just so cool, and I think most people know Elvis is buried there at Graceland, and it's just such a serene thing. And his mom, his dad's buried there, his grandma, I believe, is buried there, and now, of course, Lisa Marie is buried there, and her son is buried there. Elvis's grandson is buried there. A little tidbit of information the major Elvis fans know is that Elvis's funeral, there were 16 is it white hearses or white limos, because of the song Mystery Train. Train I ride 16 coaches long. So they had 16 of them. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, you can look back on videos. We're not going to play it now, but you can look back on videos of just what happened after he passed away, and all the people that just emerged upon Graceland and stuff, and everybody's reaction and everything. And he had just made such his own imprint on the world and on the world of music. And I mean, we always say I'm a whole lot of rock and roll. There'd be no rock and roll without Elvis Presley. John Lennon had even said that.
What did John Lennon say?
Oh gosh, I don't have John Lennon's quote. I'm not that big of a Beatles fan.
Well, he said that there would be no Beatles if it hadn't been for Elvis Presley.
Basically.
So for those of you naysayers in previous Elvis videos that said that he didn't actually invent rock and roll,
yeah,
shame on you.
Yeah, if you go back onto Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's on there that Elvis had. But I mean, that was just, I already knew that, but it backs me up that he had taken bluegrass and gospel and country and everything and merged it all together, and he's the one that brought it out and revolutionized the whole thing. So there you go. So I hope you guys saw what I saw in that video. I hate it when people view that and just automatically view it with such negativity, because I look at it as the opposite way, and I'm like, wow, what a last performance. Even that guy said, such a strong voice and still such a performer, and you can tell he's loving it and he's smiling. That was his home, was on stage.
Facts.
There we go.
Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you guys for joining us, and especially her, on this little journey. And before you go, please make sure that you subscribe,
Like,
share,
ring the little bell,
and comment down below. Let us know what you think. Other thoughts or memories that you have that ties you to Elvis in much the same way that it ties her to Elvis.
If you were around then, what was your reaction when you got the news? If you weren't around then, like me, like he said, what's your tie to Elvis? What are your memories of Elvis and the importance of Elvis in your life?
Until then, and until next time, peace.
Rock on.